the Exile squad and the England squad announced this week. You're looking forward to the game?
Yeah, firstly, really proud to be selected, and following on from last year, where I thought the game and the event of the England Exiles was so well executed. I was really keen to be involved again this year, and proud to be involved. And I think both sides are very strong, and it should be for a massively competitive game, aggressive game. I know there's a lot of that natural aggression between the import players and the British players, and hopefully we'll see that in the game. And
of course, people are wondering what kind of benefits this game is going to have on England kind of long term in terms of introducing it into the international schedule, perhaps forgetting that you actually had a game last year and then played in the Four Nations. How did that help with the end of the year tournament?
It's really difficult, as a group, when you come together to recreate the intensity of a test match. And with all due respect to the likes of France and Wales, maybe the home nations, we were finding it difficult to sort of reach the standards of that we were facing against Australia and New Zealand in those matches. And I think what we saw last year is an intensity and a close physical game that replicated that of a test match. I think a lot of the overseas players who are in the Exile squad are fantastic international quality players, and that's the kind of people we want to be playing against more regular, to ensure that our standards are as high as possible, and it brings the best out of you as a player when you're playing against the best players.
And of course, it's another opportunity for this England camp to get together as we build towards the World Cup. You've spent an increasing amount of time together as a squad.
Yeah, I think I've been full of praise for the new setup. I think it's elevated the standards for an England team, and I've felt that there's been really no stone unturned in terms of preparation for the players, and whether that be contact time with the England team or the development of strength conditioning, nutrition, all of the things which we get down at Loughborough with some great staff that Steve Mack's recruited. I think this is all part of that, improving standards, and this camp's vital for us really to keep the momentum going that we feel we're building, but obviously with the bigger goal in the background, which is the World Cup.
And if we talk about the squad, of course the Aussie-based players are not in there. There's players injured. There's players who perhaps didn't, who are not in form and haven't made the cut. So there's a healthy pool of English talent there for Steve McNamara to pick from, isn't there?
Yeah, there is. I think, like you said, when you mentioned the likes of Sam Burgess, James Graham, Gareth Ellis, to leave probably arguably three of the best forwards in the world out the team, it leaves your squad in a good position. I think both sides, the England and the Exiles team, are full of players, full of form. So it's a lot of competition within the squad for places, and I think that's great. And it does show that we're developing slowly, and I think this system has produced a sort of a clear pathway for players to go from maybe playing in Super League to the Knights, then into the England squad. And I think that's really dangled the carrot for a lot of young English players, that there's a real visible way of getting into the squad, and I think that's helped.
So back to the game at the weekend, and we had a chat with Mike Rush yesterday, who's going to of course be helping the Exiles out. He says he can't wait to see you and James Roby take on Soliola and Melly. Is that something you're looking forward to?
Yeah, definitely. Look, we train with those guys all year, so yeah, I really relish that chance to play against those guys. Certainly, they know a lot of their strengths and hopefully know a few of the weaknesses too. So yeah, we'll look forward to that. I don't know about Mike. It's quite easy for Mike to sit on the side rubbing his hands as we belt each other, but I think if we're going to do that, I'd like to see Mike Rush and Steve Mack have a set to as well after the game.
And so also, the game is of course here at Langtree Park, great facility out there. It's good to see it used for almost an international. This is what the stadium was built for. It's, for me, one of the finest sort of bespoke rugby stadiums that we've got in this country. So
we need to utilise it as much as possible. And I think for me it's great that the game's here. You know, we'll get a lot of local support from people in the town, and you know, hopefully should I get selected in the game day side, you know, I'll be very proud to walk out at the first international match at Langtree Park.